But first I want to get to Chris Middleton, who's somewhat of a super fan. Now, there are fans and then there are super fans. And Chris Middleton sounds like he's an absolute super fan. He's woken up to the very sad news of Dolly Parton's death, and I thought we'd check in with him this morning. Chris, welcome to the program.
Thanks so much, Chris, for having me on.
You must have been very upset when you heard the news this morning.
I couldn't believe it. I was numb and instantly felt like I was going to vomit.
Yeah, because the last time we heard from Dolly, she played it down. Remember, she was saying, I'm a little bit ill, I can't perform here or there, but don't write me off yet. And that was the last time we heard.
That's Dolly always being positive and not wanting the public to worry about her.
Now, tell me about your role as a Dolly Parton superfan.
Okay, my role as a Dolly superfan would be, I launched back in 2011 when she toured with the Better Day Tour here. I launched a Dolly Parton Fans in Australia page, and I've been running that from then until now. And I got to meet her in 2011.
Oh.
I'm never short of words, Chris, but I froze.
So where was the meeting and who was there?
Okay, it was Kudos Bank Arena, and I was actually picked by her website. It was a chance. I was just by chance picked from her website for meet and greet. She was not one of these artists that sell meet and greet tickets for thousands of dollars. She didn't believe in that, and they just randomly pick people for that show. And when I come face to face, I couldn't believe it. I froze. I was holding a bunch of roses, and she was looking. I felt like an idiot. She was looking down at me and looking up and looking at the roses, waiting for me to give them to her. And then, of course, she started talking and told me how beautiful they looked, and that kind of jerked me out of my frozen state. But Chris, just out of all the things I could say about her, one of the biggest memories was how she made me feel like the celebrity.
Oh, really? She cared for other people, which was shown only too clearly with running her book initiative.
100%. The Imagination Library. That's she launched that on, because her father himself was illiterate, and she thought if you can get books in the hands of kids, they can teach themselves to read, and that's what launched that whole initiative for her. But she was just, as you know, Chris, loved around the world, and it wasn't fake. What you've seen on TV, and I mentioned to your producer that in real life, she was even nicer than what she was on TV.
Yeah.
Hard to believe, but she was. She made you feel like part of her family instantly.
Yeah, I remember setting her up during an ad break on another radio station just before we were to interview her. And I was filling in for this program, so I wasn't meant to interview Dolly, but the other announcer that was away that day had it all arranged, so I was just lucky to be in the right place at the right time. And off-air during the ad break, I said, "Hello, Dolly, how are you?" "I'm so good." And she wanted to know about our radio station. She wanted to know about someone else, not about herself.
That's right. That's exactly right. She asked me how long I'd been a fan, right? She thanked me for the most beautiful flowers. And I walked away in a dream. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, great. As far as the songs are concerned, there's a big catalogue of songs. What's your favourite?
I've got one of my personal favourites it wasn't even a big hit, but it's called The Love That I Used to Call Mine.
The Love That I Used to Call Mine. I've never heard of it.
It's a very soft ballad, and she just talks about someone in her life is no longer around and so on, and she'll always remember him as the love that she used to call hers.
And on that subject, I wonder what mental pain she went through when Carl died.
I think it really took its toll on her, and I think she probably never recovered from that, and I think deep down she missed him.
I'll play your favourite song right now, Chris Middleton. My commiserations, but continue the memory and the legacy of Dolly Parton, won't you?
I will do, and thank you for 2SM for all the coverage today. It's been fantastic.